Okay, let's just do a real quick video about lip filler and Botox because wow, is it a big topic to talk about. Also, I just want to say that I did have a lampshade, but during rage release, I had smashed it off. Your gal's got some rage. Look, the rage isn't staying in my system for me to project it onto somebody else, whether it's in traffic, a new relationship, a friendship, my kids, person in the shop. No, we're not doing that. And also, rage that stays in your system will also make you sick. So, we don't want that. This is why I feel like, partly why I haven't ended up with like a major, extreme, life-threatening illness, because I've released a lot of this emotion from my vessel. Because like something had to give, right? So being a single mother with no support, really, like minimal support, I had to give something up, which for me was like gym and that kind of side of things, to do some of this emotional work, because I couldn't handle doing it all at once. There was just too many plates to carry. So my physical side took a little bit of a back seat. So then, like, you know, I wasn't fully working on my physical, like people are in the gym and they've got like amazing bodies. I've been working on the emotional side. So it's kind of like reharmonizing now. We're coming back into, okay, I've done a lot of the emotional work. Now I'm going to start focusing on rebuilding my body physically again. And also buying a new lampshade. Anyway, what I actually came here to talk about was Botox and lip filler. It's so huge. It's so huge. And there's so much coming out about it now, about how it's like affecting the body and the like actual face itself. And believe me, I have been through the whole like getting Botox and filler. I had lip filler done, probably like 8 years ago. I had lip filler done once. It fucking killed. Like, it was the most more painful than childbirth. Questionable, but it was very painful. And I bruised so badly because I was hungover when I had it done, which is not recommended, so please don't do that if you're getting lip filler. And I've had Botox once, which again was 3 years ago. I had Botox on my forehead, here and here, which I kind of liked a little bit, because I had these major number 11s, like lots of lines around my eyes. I really didn't like how I couldn't really move my forehead. It really didn't sit well with me, and I was kind of like, because I'm a very expressionate person, my face is like part of my, like, how I express is like how people connect with me is through my facial expression, and it was like part of it was frozen and it didn't feel like me, and I kind of couldn't wait for it to wear off. And yeah, like, don't get me wrong, because, you know, the whole number 11 thing definitely came back. But what I also realized through looking back at my journey, these number 11s became so predominant when I left my marriage. Now, when we look at the cycle of life and death and going through these experiences of like death and rebirth in the, you know, metaphysical, spiritual sense, I can literally see that in my physicality when I'm going through a like identity death of some kind. Like right now, I'm in a rebirth phase, and these number 11s are not very predominant anymore, and I have not had any Botox. I had Botox booked in a couple of weeks ago, and I cancelled it because I was just like, well, I want to do the whole like facial exercises and releasing the tension that is causing me to have, you know, looser skin and finer lines because of the tension that I am carrying in my neck, in my head, in my shoulders. Like, all of this is the reason that our faces are dropping and drooping quicker than they would have 50 years ago. You know, if we look at Cameron Diaz, Sandra Bullock, Drew Barrymore, like Britney Spears, all of these beautiful people that had natural beauty. I mean, they probably had Botox as well. They definitely had Botox as well. But like in their like 20s and stuff, they wouldn't have had Botox. And their natural beauty was so radiant, and it made them so unique. And we are coming so far away from that. It's so terrifying and so scary. And the root of it is that we don't feel worthy. We don't feel enough. We have childhood wounds, childhood trauma. We have society expectations. We have, you know, men and women like projecting these perfectionist wounds onto us. And we feel like we need to look a certain way to be accepted, to be validated, to feel safe in the world. Like, it's so deep. And it's so important that we come back to this truth and start reconnecting to ourselves, because people are just ending up looking like one another. We've got AI coming in, then we've got everyone looking like each other. We're going to end up with this like robotic universe. It's scary. And if we don't start talking about it and unpacking it and unraveling from the holding that is keeping young girls choosing to have cosmetic work done at such a young age, and then women who are, you know, the idols of those people also doing the same thing, we've got wounds like running the show here. And I truly believe that when we return to ourselves at a deep level and pour into ourselves at a deep level by reconnecting to our spirit, reconnecting to God, reconnecting to Mother Earth, our radiance is literally like pouring out of us, and our features are reshapen. Truly, I've seen this within myself. Like, you can look back at my social media, because I've posted when I've been in like death cycles. I'm just out here showing you like the spectrum of shadow work and death and birth recycling of this whole evolutionary process as a woman. And you can see, like, I don't look like the same person, and I haven't had work done. As I say, I've had those two things done, but many years ago. Other than that, nothing. Other than reconnecting to myself, God, Mother, like spirit team, ancestors, telling you, ain't no Botox gonna do that for you. I want to look like me. I don't want to look like everyone else. And I know that women at the core want to look like themselves, but we've come so far away. We've fallen into this whole like robotic land of, you know, just like there's more to it. There's more to it. This area is so, like, I went to have a Ayurvedic massage last week, and she started working on my neck, and she was like, your neck is so tight, I could work on you for hours. She was like, you really need to work on your TMJ, like the amount of tension that you have here. She's like, you need to book in for regular sessions because the tension is like crazy. She's like, I haven't felt anything like this. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I find out that this is the reason that your face starts drooping, because your muscles are so like tense that the skin starts to like lose its elastin and collagen and starts like drooping down. I mean, I don't know if I've explained that like properly. Like, there's so many things on Instagram and YouTube that explain that in a better way. But turning to Ayurveda, turning to Chinese medicine, all of these like juicy, delicious, nourishing, natural practices that bring our own unique beauty and radiance back to us is the direction that we need to start steering back in. And this is the journey that I've been on, and it will continue to unravel, and I will continue to do the pouring into myself, you know, not injecting into my skin to cover up what my skin is trying to tell me. You know, like the premature aging is trying to tell you that you're out of alignment with your soul and with, you know, pouring into yourself, your true self-love and true self-care. You know, I know that there's, you know, people are doing a bit of both, maybe like having lip filler and then doing the massage things and all of that. Like, look, there's no judgment here. Like, we're all doing what feels right for us in these moments, and I'm just here like sharing my experience and what I believe. Like, I just keep thinking, like, would I want my daughter to do this when she gets older? Like, she is so beautiful. I want to be a role model for her. I want to be a representation to her that you are beautiful, you are enough, radiant as you are, the way God made you, the way Mother made you. When you pour into yourself, when you have boundaries, when you take care of yourself, when you nourish yourself, when you devote to yourself and the higher power, and you connect with nature, you don't need Botox and filler and covering up and masking what your beautiful body is trying to signal to you. She is always speaking, and she always wants the highest for you. And so, you know, I know that it comes from the abandonment wounds, the not enough wounds, the societal pressure. I know where it all comes from, and we know where it all comes from, but it's so important that we stop abandoning ourselves. We have to stop abandoning ourselves, because if we abandon ourselves, we are holding that template. So we are abandoned by others, and we wonder why relationships don't work out. We wonder why this doesn't work out, this friendship and all of these things. It's all a mirror of the beliefs and the emotions and the programs that you are holding within yourself. So that's just my 2 cents of the whole Botox and filler thing. And I really feel like the holistic way of our beauty, restoring our beauty and our radiance, because let's face it, like we're prematurely aging because our nervous systems are burnt out. We're living in isolation and separation, out of community. We're nutritionally and minerally depleted. We don't feel safe in our bodies. Like, this is all being reflected in how we look as women and men. You know, men are losing their hair at 30. Like, it's all a reflection of what's going on in here. And when we return to the internal world and we plant new seeds of nourishment, beautiful soil, that is expressed, the fruits change. And, you know, yeah, like, aging is a natural process, but I do believe in like aging beautifully, aging gracefully. And, you know, I'm sitting here saying all of this. I don't personally feel like I would get Botox and filler, But I'm not going to say that I would 100% never do this, because of course putting this out here and then, you know, it's ebbing and flowing. Everything is like, the life force is constantly moving. Your opinions can change, your beliefs can change. Like, nothing is concrete, nothing is cemented, and I do not live by that. So I'm not here to say that I will never ever ever go down that road. I cannot say what my future trajectory looks like, but right now I'm really focusing on pouring in to allow that to come outwards, you know. And the thing about this is it's not instantaneous, and we are fed this whole instant life, like instant gratification, but we want the results now. The impatience level is 100, and it's again a reflection of our nervous systems that are so like wound up. We can't rest in the patience and the surrender and the trust and the faith that the seeds that we plant are going to birth beautiful flowers in a few months, a few years. You know, depending on your internal terrain and your internal environment, depends how quickly these beautiful flowers, these radiant blossoming flowers will grow. And it's the seasons and the cycles of life that are entwined with that. So again, patience is a virtue, and really returning to that faith and that trust and that unique, timely process is so sacred. And I believe more and more of us are being pulled into this direction than, you know, covering up, masking things and putting a plaster on what our bodies are trying to tell us. And I truly, truly believe that our deepest transformation lives within the body and its divine intelligence. And when we return to this, we return to our truth, and therefore love, because truth is just love. And love is the highest frequency, and frequency is emitted. When we raise our own frequency, we raise the frequency of our environment, and that is poured into the external. And we make this world a little bit more of a better place to be and set the stage for future generations. So what you do and what you choose truly matters. And again, I repeatedly say it's a non-linear path. Be compassionate with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. You are working through so many different things, and it takes time and patience and faith and devotion and just knowing that you are held throughout it all by God, by Mother Earth, nature, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, and the people around you, right? If they're supportive, you are held through it all. Together, we make change. When we choose ourselves, we are chosen by the world. You are worthy, so worthy. And everything that you're going through and navigating is all for your greater good. It's all for your growth and your evolution. Everything is happening for a reason. And I know that that sounds so fucking annoying when you're going through it and you're in the pits of it. But I can only speak from experience. on the other side is a new version of you, is a truer version of you. And when you gather those little pieces of you back, you remember who you truly are. You become untouchable. I'm sending you love.